Hello, this is Esther at Stampin Star Creations with the Global Stampin Video Hop. This month's theme is to use unusual colours that actually go together. So I've chosen Evening Evergreen here and I've cut it down to a 5 size. I'm just scoring it in half at 10.5 centimetres, and then I'm just doing a score line to about 2.5 inches, which is about 6.4 centimetres thereabouts, and then I'm just cutting this piece away at the top to create a sort of gatefold card, I guess you call it. So I'm just going to crease that down in the centre, and then we've got some other elements that we're going to add to the back and to the front. I'm using a piece of Blushing Bride here. Now I initially cut this down at 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, but it gets cut down a little bit smaller later. Using the lovely hexagon dies, cutting out the largest hexagon out of the glittery gold paper. Then some Blushing Bride in a slightly different shape, and using some of this retired paper, which has got this grey granite colour on the other side, to create yet another shape. So putting them all together, I've got this lovely geometric kind of a look going on. Bringing in my Simply Succulents and coming in with a matching Evening Evergreen ink pad, I'm going to stamp this up and just stamp the half of it on the front part of the panel. So we've got a nice tone-on-tone colour there. I then decided actually I want to stamp the bottom half as well, so just have this continuous pattern on the card. Coming in with my blender pen, I'm just picking up the colour from the stamp itself because it has ink on there. This colour does fade a little bit as the ink in the pen dries a bit, but it's just to make the stamped image stand out a bit more. Then I'm coming in with my white watercolour pencil to highlight the other side where I didn't ink up with the blender pen. I've cut myself a base card of the hexagon to then stick the other pieces on top. It's a bit tricky to stick to glitter, so that's why I've got this base card, and also so that the other side doesn't show up when I come to stick it on the card later. So then I decided I'd come in with my Blushing Bride and ink the centre of the card, so I've got some continuity with that image from the front of the card. Then using this stamp, woohoo, from Amazing Phrases, which is from the Celebration 2022, and I've slightly curved it round to be able to fit the image at the top. And then grabbing out another phrase from this to another year, this card is going to be for one of my teamies who's celebrating their 2nd stamp anniversary, so I thought I might as well incorporate 2 things at once, make a card and also do a card for the challenge. So I've heat embossed that, and I'm just using some gold twine, wrapping it around my fingers about 3 times, twisting it in the middle, and that's going to stick behind that hexagon for a bit of detail. I felt like the middle needed some more detail, so I just cut a tiny strip of the gold glimmer paper. Then to make the inside stand out a bit more, I've cut myself a grey granite frame, and then I'm going to stick on the Blushing Bride on top to make that inside piece stand out a bit more. And this just helps to provide some layering for the inside. Cutting myself some of this foam pad, and then I'm going to mount the number 2 on the foam pad with the glitter paper to make that number stand out a bit. Using some white refill and my water paintbrush, I'm just splattering on some white splats. These do tone down a little bit because it's got water in it, but it's just to add a bit more zhuzh, shall we say. So using the dimensions to pop up that centre, and then adding on some embellishments. Now these embellishments weren't quite the right colour, so I decided to take them off and use my Evening Evergreen pen to colour them in. I think this was more of a mossy meadow colour, and it just wasn't happening. So thankfully you can colour them in with the blending pens, and then you can get a more cohesive look with the matching colour. So I stick those back on and some other gems as well, and then coming back in with a bit more bling to jazz it up a bit more. Okay, there we go. So I've got room on the inside to do my writing, and although you can see the thread on the inside, I don't think it's terrible at all. So I hope you enjoyed today's cards. These colours were inspired by a friend of mine who actually decorated her study in these colours. So she's got dark green that was on the base of her wall and then this pale pink at the top. So I think these colours actually work quite well. I wouldn't necessarily have thought to choose them, but I love this challenge. Please do go and check out everybody else's challenge and hop along in the link to find out what they've done. I can't wait to see what they've done. Take care, God bless, enjoy your day, and catch me next time. Bye.